My name is Gary Nelson. I was born in Chicago, and at 3 years old, my mom and dad moved to Washington Island, Wisconsin, a little island in Lake Michigan off of Door County. And my parents, well, this is where my mom grew up, and they owned a restaurant. And I had two older brothers who our chores were the dishes and or clearing tables, whatever else needed to be done. And after our chores were done in the summer, we would head to the beach and spend the afternoon swimming with our friends, and then come home and get ready for the evening dishes. And in the winter, we spent a lot of time ice skating on Lake Michigan, sledding, just being kids. I went to high school on Washington Island. It was a 2-room high school, and I graduated with a class of 6. It sounds better if I said I was number 3 in my graduating class. Yeah, that's pretty much. And next to Washington Island was another island called Plum Island, which had a Coast Guard station. And living on the water, loved the water, and my older brother went in the Coast Guard, so I followed him. The Coast Guard was founded in 1790 by the Secretary of Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, who they made a play after. And at that time, the reason for the Coast Guard was to collect the tariffs and fees from ships coming to the U.S. Currently, the Coast Guard is under the Homeland Security. And there's many duties: aids to navigation, the buoys in the harbor, lighthouses, search and rescue is a big one, involved heavily in environmental, when there's oil spills or hazardous chemicals. We teach boating safety. In Florida, there's a big contingent of Coast Guard who are patrolling boats that are bringing drugs in, cocaine and marijuana. I went to basic training in Cape May, New Jersey. Just 18 years old. I'd never been on an airplane before. And basic training was 12 weeks. It was physical as well as educational. We had classroom education. There was 50 of us in our company, and we moved as a unit. We all had our hairs cut the same way. We all went to meals at the same time. And you became a very close-knit group. You were with each other for 24 hours a day. And I think the commanding officer of our company, taught us respect, responsibility, love of our country, and I don't know why, is one person I remember from 50-some years ago. I also attended gunner's mate school, and I went to a demolition class. And after I served at several locations, Kenosha, Wisconsin, Alameda, California, Monterey, California, beautiful. And then my last assignment was Seattle, Washington, and I was stationed on the Coast Guard cutter Staten Island, which was an icebreaker. One of the ships I was on, we would sail halfway between the U.S. and Hawaii, and we would sit there for a month, and we were the aids to navigation at that time, before today's GPS and everything. And also, we were up in the Alaskan waters and just patrolling the territorial waters. There was the Russian fishing vessels that were up there also, and that was part of our assignment. The icebreaker, we were stationed in Seattle, Washington, in September of 1966. We were assigned to go to Antarctica. Our purpose for being there was to make a path for the supply ships to come in that would bring supplies for the men and women who stayed the entire year. Antarctica is nobody's country. No one has jurisdiction. However, currently I believe there's 29 countries that have research in Antarctica, and a lot of them winter over or stay over the entire year, and so therefore they need the supplies, food, equipment, whatever. My job, I went to demolition school, and if the ship got stuck in the ice, my job was to use the explosives to free the ship. Fortunately, I did not have to do that.
How would you have done it? Do you throw them? Do you how would you have done that?
You would plant the explosives in the ice around the ship.
You have to get off the ship?
Yeah.
And onto the iceberg?
Mm-hmm. Onto the ice, yes. Like I say, fortunately, I didn't have to do that. One of the fun parts, or funny, is on Christmas Day we were playing football on the ice, and the penguins were our fans. There's thousands and thousands of penguins. In World War II, the Coast Guard came under the jurisdiction of the Navy, and same in Vietnam. The Coast Guard was in Vietnam. There are 7 Coast Guardsmen who were killed during Vietnam. So, yes, and they were going up and down the rivers of Vietnam. Just today, my wife asked, before I came here, if you had not gone into the Coast Guard, what would you have done? And I said, I don't have an answer. I don't know. But by joining the military, the Coast Guard in my case, there's educational, well, you can get an education or you could make a career out of it. And afterwards you get benefits from the government for continuing your education. It was great. I think I grew up in the Coast Guard. And I got to see parts of the world that I would never, ever see. Antarctica, New Zealand, American Samoa, Alaska, Hawaii, the whole West Coast, the East Coast. Semper Paratus, always ready.